What's going on, guys? Welcome back for a brand new video. To a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and in today's video we're going to be talking about readable streams. We are going to get into the other streams, writable streams, duplex, transform streams, but right now in this video, let's take it slow. This is probably a topic that everybody knows or probably doesn't know, so we're going to be talking about readable streams. Now, if you did not know, a readable stream reads data from a source and then feeds it into a pipeline bit by bit. For instance, we can create a readable stream that can read from a source array, like this one right here that we have right here, advices. Take a moment and just, this is golden advice, all right? So take it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a particular type of stream that can read the data from the array and then pass it along chunk by chunk. So let's say let's see what that would look like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create a new instance. Don't worry, a new instance of this advice stream. So I'm going to say const advice stream. I'm just say stream, right? And we're going to create a new instance of this using the class stream from array, but we don't have this just yet. So stream from array. We don't have this just yet. We are going to be building this class, but right now what we're going to be passing in this class is the advices. Okay, advices. There we go. Now, streams also trigger events, and some events that we're going to be looking at are data and end. So basically, the data event, once the data event is triggered, that just means that a little bit of data is passed back to the callback function. And let's try that right now. So we're going to say from the advice stream, right? We're going to call on, so on the data event, data, there it is. Like I said, there's going to be something passed back to the callback function, and we're going to call this chunk, right? This is a chunk of data that's being passed back. So for right now, what we're going to do is just log out, console.log, and then chunk. So that way we can see what exactly what does this look like, right? What does this chunk look like? Chunk, don't know why there's a semicolon right there. Now, another event stream that we could talk about is the on end. If you want to figure out when the stream ends, you can call on this event, and well, this is kind of self-explanatory, right? It ends. It ends, right? So it ended. So you want something to do once the stream ended. You want to do something else. But right now we're going to just log out. What? Log. Okay. We want to just log out. Done. Something like that. Just like so. Okay. Now, since we are creating a stream, we're going to be using a module called stream, and we need to grab what happened. We need to grab the readable stream from that module. So const something. We're gonna grab that from require, and this is already a pre-built module, and it's called stream. There it is. And I think, can I grab it now? Please tell me. There it is, readable. That's all we want. This is the module that we need, the readable stream module, and we're grabbing it from the stream module. Okay. Now down below this, I'm going to be creating that class. So const class stream. Where is it at? Damn it, stream. I'm just copying it so I don't make a mistake. Stream from array. We're going to create this class, and we're going to extend the readable. Right. We're going to extend. It's going to extend the readable. So readable. Good. We all know I can't type, so this is not a surprise that I'm struggling.
I'm working on it.
So whenever we extend the readable stream, we want to implement a read function. So what I'm gonna do is do read. Right, we're going to implement a read function. So the read function is what happens when this stream reads a chunk of data. So within this function, we want to read one line of the array and then pass it on, correct? So in order to do that, we're going to need to create a constructor. So right above, we're going to say constructor, right? We're going to call super just like that. And what we want to do is just set up some data. So this dot array is going to equal the array that we passed in. God damn it. So we are, like I said, we are passing something in, which is the advices. So we're passing in this array, and then we're going to also set the this dot index to 0, so that way it will start at 0. So like I said, this read function is going to do everything that it needs to, you know, read bit by bit by bit. So in this one, we're going to do, this dot push. We want to push a chunk into the array, correct? We want to push a chunk of data to the array, but in order to push a chunk, we first need to read that piece of chunk or data from the array. Oh man, I really hope I'm making sense. So what I'm gonna do is say const chunk. We're going to grab this. Is going to do equals this dot array. And we're going to be grabbing the index, whatever this dot index is. So in this case, it's 0. So we're going to grab the very first index of this array and then push it to push this out. So don't get this confused. This dot push actually pushes this chunk of data into the stream, not to an array, not to anything else, but to the stream, right? So don't get that confused to anything else. That's why we said this dot push. This refers to the readable stream that we're creating, right? This dot push chunk. We're pushing this chunk to the stream. All right. So anyways, and then what I want to do is just say this dot index. We're going to increment it by 1. No, not by 0, by 1. But since we are creating our own stream, we do need to figure out, hey, when did the stream end, or when did this advices end, right? So that's pretty simple. We're going to just say if statement. So if this dot index is less than or greater than this dot array dot length, there you go, then that means that this has ended and we should no longer read. So what do I do there? So if that's good, else, meaning that it's all done, what we're going to do is this dot push null. Since we are pushing null or nothing, you could push null or nothing into the stream, but since we push nothing or null to the stream, that this is going to indicate that, hey, we're done, there's nothing else to be reading, and this is going to end the stream. Okay, now if I control save this, and if we try this out, I could do node is called the readable.js. If I do that, you're going to see that, hey, look at this. We are pushing every single little thing. This is a console log right here, chunk. And remember, the chunk is the little bit of data that it sends in, right? So you can see that we're reading our array bit by bit, and all of these little buffers are the chunks. That means that the stream is operating in binary mode. So it's reading each line of the array, and each chunk is showing us the binary data. Now streams have two modes, okay? Binary mode and object mode. And when they're in binary mode, we could actually read the data as binary, or we could read it as a string. So in order to read this data as a string, all we need to do is set the encoding type to UTF-8. And we could do that, or where am I? We could do that in the constructor, right? Well, the super right here. The super, we're going to pass in an object. We're going to say, hey, we want the encoding to be UTF-8. It even tells you right there, right? Or UTF-8. Although you could do it the other way, but I'm going to do it like this. Just make double sure. I think you could do it the other way as well. And if I do, again, node.readable, you're going to see that, hey, here is our, what's it called? Our advices. Now, like I said, there is another type of mode, and that's the object mode. So we can pass binary data through a read stream. We could also pass string data by sending the encoding type, and I can also specify whether the object mode of our readable stream is on. So let's actually let's actually convert this into a to an object, right? Let's do this object mode. So let me get rid of this. Let's go over here, and we do need to say, we do need to tell the reading. I'm gonna just copy this. We do need to tell the stream, hey, this is going to be running on object mode. So I'm gonna say object mode. We're going to set this to true. It takes in the Boolean, so true. And I'm going to just put this on the side so that way you know that encoding converts buffer to string. So that way when you get this from GitHub, you know what this is, right? So right now we're saying that, hey, we want this stream to be in object mode, meaning that it's going to be giving us an object instead of just strings or binary, right? And with that, we do need to say when we're passing in this chunk, right, we're pushing this to the stream, which is the array, which is not correct. Now what we want to do is pass in an object, and inside that object, we're going to have data that's going to be set to this dot array, and then this oh my god, this dot index, right? We're giving it whatever the index is, and then we're going to say index. Might as well just pass in the index, right? This dot index as well, and do not do a semicolon right there. There you go. So let's try this out. Control save. Let's go over here. Let's clear this out, and you're gonna see that. Bam, check that out. We got our first one, index 0, 1, 2, 3. And taking notice that it does give you the very last one, it gives you data undefined in index 5, since we are saying that, hey, remember, this is the last thing that it will push, null. So just remember that it is going to give you an undefined or something like that when you end the stream if you're in object mode. So you might be wondering, why are we creating a stream if, Node.js already provides one for us, right? That from the FS module that I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know about, right? And this was solely for the reason so that way you know exactly what's going on in the back of like streams, right? Like what goes into it, or this is obviously there's more to this, but this is just like the basics of it. So anyways, let's actually start creating a stream from the FS module that we're also familiar with, right? So I'm gonna just rename this to readable, copy that. I'm gonna say readable class, so that way you know this is the class that we made. I'm gonna create a new file, and we're gonna call this readable FS, so that way you know that this is for the FS module. So in here, we're going to do a const FS. We're going to, oh, look at that. Did it do that? What? FS required. Oh, look at that. That's cool. FS. But we do need to put that. God damn it. There you go. FS. And this should really be single quotes. Well, it doesn't really matter. I just like it to be single. Anyways. So we're grabbing the FS module. And what we're going to be doing is creating, const a readable stream. So I'm going to say const read stream. And we're going to create a new instance of this from the fs dot create read stream. And what we're going to be reading, you could pass in an option of like what you're actually reading. So what we're reading is this MP4 that we have right here. So there you go. That's what we're going to be reading. Obviously, you could pass whatever you want in here. It could even be a text file if you want it to be. But right now, I have an MP4, so we're going to be reading this MP4. Now, let's do the exact same thing that we did over here in the class. Not with the class. Get this. Listen for those events, the data, that end, and there's one more that we really should be listening to, and that's the error event handler. So we're going to do read stream dot on data, which is going to send data. It's going to send some chunk to the callback function. We're going to just simply log out little chunk /n, so that way we go to the new line, and then we're going to spill out the actual chunk. There it is. So we got this one. I'm gonna copy this. We also have the on end, which doesn't really pass anything, and this is going to say read stream ended. There you go. And we also have one more, and this is one that I didn't talk about, but there is a error event. So if an error does occur, what we could do is just console log an error has occurred. And we could also get a console.error. There you go. And then pass in the error as well. And there you go. So if I control save this, let's actually see this in action, clear this out. Now this is going to be very, very long. This output is going to be very long. If I do what, hold on. Oh, I did the wrong. I tried to do node. So node readable class, not class, fs. There you go. You can see that, it's very, very long because this is the MP4. So anyways, you're going to see that we have this buffer chunk. This should not be new to you anymore. We do have a little chunk by chunk by chunk by chunk, little chunk, little chunk, little chunk, right? And you're going to see at the very end, it's going to say, it should say, anyways, God, restream ended. Now, this is just for fun. If you want to see what the size of this chunk is, you can literally do chunk.length. There you go. I'm going to say size right here. So size. And then control save this, clear this out, and then what I'm gonna do is readable fs, and you can see that here it is, the size, and it's giving you the size, and you can see that it's reading it from from start to end, right? And the very end one is a very little size. Now Node.js has streams everywhere. Now if you did not know, standard input or stud-in, as people know it, is a readable stream. So let's actually implement that. So over here we could do a process dot stud in, there it is, stud in, and then since it is a readable stream, we could do on and then listen for that data, or listen for that event data, get a chunk back, chunk back, and then, you know, don't worry if we don't have it set to what's it called, UTF-8, we could obviously just toString it, and then it'll do that for us, and it'll convert it into a string. So what I'm gonna do, well, I'm gonna say let text, we're gonna set that equal to the chunk that we got back dot toString. There you go, and then dot trim, just for good measure, trim. There you go, and then what we're going to do is just log out that bit of text. So text. And I'm actually going to comment this out so that way we don't see this. Control save. And let's give this a shot. So if I go back over here, clear this out, let's try to do node. And you can see that restream ended, but our process is still on. So if I type in, well, hello, you're going to see hello back. And just to make this a little bit more clear, I'm going to just say echo right here. Echo. And that's supposed to be a C right there. So that way you know exactly what's going on. Clear this out. Let's try it again. Okay, so if I say hello, so this stud-in is waiting for an input to be a standard input, which is our keyboard. It's waiting for an input to come in, so that way it could read that piece of chunk or piece of data. So this one we need to ask for the data. So this stream is a non-flowing mode, okay? This kind of stream where you have to ask for data is non-flowing mode. The stream that we have over here, where it just reads it right off the bat, is called flowing mode. So we could actually enter any stream into non-flowing mode or flowing mode. So let's make this restream of our MP4 into a non-flowing mode. So the way we're going to do that, let me get rid of that, is instead of doing this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to make this restream pause. Right off the bat, it's going to be on pause, which is going to, not read. It's not going to be reading, right? Anything. So in order to read data from the read stream now, what we want to do is say right here, well, if we hit enter or any key by that matter of fact, we're going to start the read.stream or readstream.read. We're going to start this process once again, but like I said, read. There you go. We're going to read this stream. Dude, come on. And it's going to be reading the, I should say this something else, but restream. Restream, we're going to be reading the read stream. Is going to be reading a chunk by chunk by chunk, bit by bit by bit, right? So let's unconsole this, control save, and let's see how this works, right? So right now, off the bat, it's going to be paused. So if I go over here, clear, or control C, and then clear this out, let's try to do that one more time. You're going to see that nothing appears, right? But if I hit enter, you're going to see that, hey, we're reading a bit of chunk right here. If I hit enter again, there you go. Hit enter, you hit enter. Now we made this into a non-flowing mode stream, okay? We made this stream into a non-flowing mode. Now, to make it back into a flowing mode, all I'm going to do is say that, hey, if you type in the word finish, let's go and just go into the flowing mode, which is going to just read all the bits without pause or anything, right? So right here, I'm gonna say if, I'm gonna say the chunk dot to string dot trim. So if this equals finish, there you go. If this equals finish, what we want to do is read stream dot resume, which is going to enter back into flowing mode, which is just going to like spill out all of the rest of the MP4, whatever that is, right? So let's control save this and let's give this a shot. Let's clear this out, and there you go. If I enter, it's going to give us a bit. It's going to give us a bit. But if I type in finish, it's going to go into flow mode, and there you go. It's doing everything on its own, which is really, really good, right? That's pretty cool. So as you can see, Readable Streams are everywhere. Learning to work with Readable Stream is an essential skill for a Node.js developer, and this is what this series is going to be about: streams, man. Trying to get you guys comfortable with streams. So I hope this video helped you with at least the readable side of the streams. Now we're going to get into the writable side of streams in the next video. Please hit that like button if you learned something. Like the video. Well, didn't I say hit the like button? Like the video? Well, do both. Like it. Well, you can't, right? It'll unlike it. It'll unlike it. So just hit once. Hit that like button once. Comment down below and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Subscribe to it. Man, I've noticed that there's a lot. I think it's 80% of viewers are unsubscribed that view my videos. So if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I've never said that before. It feels weird saying that. And thank you for all you guys that have been supporting me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you spending your time, spending time out of your day to watch my videos. It means a lot to me. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.